it right down the line and stayed fair.
The wind is not as strong as it was earlier today. As you can see, the sun peeking through periodically. Earlier today, the wind was really whipping the left field. You'll see that the whole philosophy of hitting the ball, the slow pitch softball, is certainly much against most of the rules for hitting a baseball. There's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. In other words, dropping the back shoulder, taking a much longer stride.
Dan Harvey at bat, one of the all-time greats, been playing for Howard's Western Steer since they started playing in the 60s.
He was playing on another field earlier to get into this round, and that particular field was, because the way the wind was blowing, was a left-handed hitter's field. There's a liner into the right field corner for a base hit. Schulte will come over and pick it up as he was playing him right on the line, but Harvey with a base hit, and that's 4 in a row, nobody out.
I think we ought to mention the rules on pitching. You need to present the ball, and you can throw it as high as 12 feet. So you've got a minimum of 6 and as high as 12 feet. So you'll see a high arc in this. So if they get the ball on its way down and they get it up into this air, it can travel 350, 365.
Baxter Burris, the catcher, with runners at, or rather runner at second base. Dan Harvey.
This will be Baxter's first full year with the Howard's club. He's added a couple of new faces to his team. After that 4th place World Series finish, he wants to bounce back in the championship bracket.
Lines the ball in for a base hit, and that'll score the runner from second base as Harvey scores, and it's a 4-run inning. Still nobody out. 3 singles and 2 home runs. Howard's Western Steer jumps out on top. They trailed most of the way in their earlier game. It was played about an hour and a half ago, not against this club.
In fact, they were down at one time 19-1 early in the ball game, Greg, when they bounced back to win it.
Dan Griffin, the hitter, takes it for a strike.
The defense is playing him a little more straight away because Dan's known to spread it around. He will go to right field, and on this level, that's a little unusual.
Smythe Sox see another one lined up the middle for a base hit. Coming over to make the stop is Fredu in left center. Runners now at first and second. On the base hit by Griffin, and Buddy Slater is coming out to the mound. These, of course, are the kind of visits that you say, well, gee, what are you doing? What can you change? Really, you can just change the momentum. Maybe sometimes make a change of pitchers for a hitter or two just to see if they can get them off stride.
He's just trying to slow down the play a little bit. They're in a, you might say, a groove. They're on a roll, and Buddy's just out there. They're not talking about anything major or really significant. Just taking a little time and let these bats cool down on the Howard side.
We got big George Marshall stepping in now. Marshall is the pitcher. He's got runners at first and second with nobody out. 4 runs in the bottom of the first. 4-1 in favor of the Howard's Western Steer team.
The wind's blowing a little bit in from that side. It's blowing from that right corner to the left corner, so the hitter from George's side of the plate is going to have a tougher time than the fellas going to the left field fence.
And there's another liner up the middle, just settling for base hits. The runner from second will score as the throw comes through, and it gets away, but it has no bearing on anything. Moving in to score is Burris. Moving over into third base is Griffin. Marshall on first with a base hit. Well, one thing that Howard's has shown already is they're content to go for those singles if that's what's there.
It's not what we expected earlier in our pregame show, but shows the versatility of the Howard's club.
Joey Raby, the left fielder. There's a strike call.
Joey's got an unusual way to hold that bat if you take a look at it, Greg. Rest is on his shoulder.
Right on top of the plate. That one's too deep. There's the long drive, left field, going back to the wall is Hightower, and he cannot climb it and get it. He tried, but it was gone. A 3-run homer for Raby. So the adding machine continues to click. Every batter that has been up has scored for Howard. Before the inning was over, Howard scored an astounding 17 runs and led 17-1. But the second inning is coming up.
builds Bruce Meade from the ground up. Builds in everything the softball superstar needs for support, protection, comfort, fit, style, top performance, good looks. Built by Mike.
Put it on.
I won the Masters and the U.S. Open with Par-Built golf clubs, and now they're yours to try absolutely free. Just visit your pro shop and take the Citation demo set out for a test drive. You'll feel the playability that's made Par-Built a golfing legend since 1960. And it may be the first time you've walked out of one of these places without spending any money. They'll be balls, won't they? You can bring your own.
I'd like to welcome the viewers of some of the regional sports channels around the country that are with us for today. Madison Square Garden Network in New York, New England Sports Network, Sports Vision in Chicago, we know are with us. There may be others that have joined the parade with us and will join us as the season progresses. Britt Hightower, the left fielder, leads off in the second, and he drives the ball high and deep to left field, and it will not stay in. It's out of here. Hightower with the home run.
Britt, the hitman Hightower, got all of that one way up over the lights into that tree. He's been active out in left field, so you can definitely say he's loose.
Yes, he is.
86 All-American for that first Smythe World team.
That's the 13th home run already for the two teams combined. Here's Mike Parrott, who started the game as the pitcher, and he gave up a ton of those, so he's now the first baseman.
Mike came back into softball after a 4-year retirement.
And he drives one deep, 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 deep. It will be out of here. The left fielder, Raby, put on a nice fake, but he knew he had no chance.
Mike led the nation in 1979 in home runs with 220 and beat one of the Steels players who had 219 before Steele started going on the tour, and they played the tournament tour at that time.
One statistic we'll try to bring you later on in the year as we get into other tournament plays is home runs per time at bat. That is an accurate gauge of really the only way you can accurately gauge these guys when they play so many games, and even that is somewhat misleading because of the level of competition. There's a long drive left field, and it's foul.
Larry
Fred,
he's one of the new players. He's considered one of the fastest players on major level of championship softball. He's an all-state track performer out of Louisiana. He's a logger.
That looked like a little bit of a breaking ball for a strike.
He gets that high pitch. He likes to chop at it like an axe.
Now here he's got to make sure he hits the ball fair, which he did. It's out of here. Goodbye off the scoreboard, or maybe over the top of it. Fred with a home run. 3 in a row now for the Smythe Sox as their comeback has gotten underway. The 15th home run of the game for the two teams combined, and we're in the top of the second.
Larry got around on that ball real quick. He's got a quick bat. Real quick turn on this ball.
And as you can see, Williams out there just turned and looked at it as it went into the bushes way over the scoreboard. Mike Lewis, the shortstop.
The other Louisiana player.
Of course, in both cases, you'll note they are more streamlined. They're in there for their defense and their speed. I say more streamlined. He's 6'3", 230. That's a big man, but compared to some of the guys that are over 300 pounds, for instance, like our pitcher, Mr. Marshall.
Right. Well, the Smythe team has a new look, and we must mention this is the first weekend for the team to be together, and it takes a while for both of these clubs to get used to playing. It's going to take a good 6 to 8 weeks before they get comfortable.
There's a high fly ball left field. It is drifting, 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 but will be caught just at the wall by Raby. So Lewis is out number 1.
Got too much under the ball. He hit it too high. Just missed it. This is a new player, a Houston player.
Greg Schulte, the right fielder. As you can see, Raby out there. Most of them are going to blow over if they get that close. But Lewis really didn't hit that one as well as he needed to.
Schulte and Freyju may be two of the best young players to step into championship softball in the last 5 or 6 years.
There's a liner for a base hit into left field. Schulte will take the turn as the ball is returned to the infield. He'll hold up with a single. And it'll bring up catcher Scott McManus.
It's almost a shock to see a line drive base hit, Greg. With the wind blowing to left, you're going to see a lot of uppercutting. Scotty McManus played for Howard's last year, and now he's playing for the Smythe Sox.
A lot of old teammates. There's quite a bit of that in softball, though, over the years. A lot of turnaround. A lot of guys not really being traded. There's a long one, and he hit one against his own teammates. Out of here.
He sure did. Scotty got around on that. Being from Houston, he decided to stay in town and play for Tim Smythe.
The Sox got back in the game with 7 more runs in the frame, including a second home run by Jim Fuller. Howard will bat in the bottom of the second, leading 17-13 after this timeout. Is whipping, as you can see, and as you can tell for the pitcher's head, Ovens. It's out toward left field. Fronts have been moving in and out all day. And there's a bouncing ball through the middle for a base hit. So Steve Williams starts things off with a single.
Ovens, a pitcher, a little upset with Ron Roos, the home plate umpire. Ovens is used to doing that 12-foot arc, and he thinks Ron missed that first pitch. He thinks he threw that 12-footer, and he's a little upset out there. Ovens is a good pitcher. He knows his area out there, and we get a shot of Bruce Meade standing next to that home plate umpire. That's a big fella, 6'8", 260.
Mr. Roos is not too small either.
He is a big guy.
1 ball to Tim White. 2 balls. White homered his first time up. I say that about most of these guys.
That's right.
That one's out of here, but it's going to be way foul.
These fellas have to be real careful when they've got 2 strikes. They've got to keep it fair or it's an out.
Say those youngsters outside the fence get 25 cents a ball, huh?
Right.
Their college education will be paid for after this game.
Smythe's been averaging 5 home runs an inning, and I know we're well past that rate with Howard's.
Black up another 25 cents, kids. A home run for Tim White, a 2-run homer. That's the 21st. White now with 3 RBIs on 2 home runs. What is the secret to getting the guys to just hit pop-ups?
They've got to miss their pitch. First of all, I would think that the umpire is going to have to call a strike when they think it's a ball. Or they're looking for such a perfect pitch, they get behind and they have to swing at the pitcher's pitch.
Rick Scher, the crusher, just crushed his second home run of the ball game out toward the light tower and out of here. That's his 3rd run scored, his 2nd solo homer. As the parade continues with the 22nd home run of the game so far. And it's Tim Reinhardt who's already hit 2 of them.
It looks like we're going to have a little bit of a change. No, we're just going to have a little conference between Brown and manager Buddy Slater. This is Slater's first season to be a manager. He's been a player for over 23, 24 years. So he's been managing the Smythe team. Sure, he said he's not going to play a whole lot, but at this rate, he will be in there before it's over.
Yeah, he's possibly the greatest, well, I think he is the greatest slow pitch softball pitcher that there's ever been. Some may say, well, what is that? Well, that's just someone who doesn't allow him to hit this many home runs.
That's right.
All.
Mr. Howard and I were talking earlier, the sponsor, and he told me that Buddy Slater is worth 10 runs against his team in the negative column.
Yep, that's 10 they don't get.
That's right.
They may still get 30, but it's 10 they don't get.
That's right.
Smythe gets 40, they win by 10. That's the way it works. Tim Reinhardt looking for his 3rd homer, and he found it. It's out of here. Goodbye, Tim Reinhardt.
The Smythe team can't even slow them down. They just can't let them get too far out in front of them.
They have retired no one in this inning. The Sox did sort of stop Howard in the second, but they scored 8 runs and led 25-13 into the 3rd. The action will continue after this.
I won the Masters and the U.S.
First pitch. Well, didn't stay in long. And why stay in long when you can hit the ball that far?
That's right.
over the top, past the camera in center field. I think he's been in there for 3 pitches, and he's hit 3 home runs.
The first tournament with the Smythe Sox in '85, and I was managing that ball club. It was my last year to manage. We picked him up, and he hit 14 home runs and 17 at-bats, and it was his second tournament to ever play slow pitch softball, Greg.
He found something, didn't he?
He found something.
Here Rick Wheeler steps in. That is the 30th home run. And maybe going for record totals here, the way this game's going.
Right. I don't know what the grand total is on a ball game.
I know people find this hard to believe. There was a game earlier in the tournament that Smythe had troubles, didn't they?
Yeah, they sure did. They had a little trouble in the ball game.
They were using a different brand ball, but you can't blame it totally on the ball, because unless it was made out of lead, that's the way they're hitting it.
That's right. But if you can imagine, they played 2 games and hit 2 home runs. That ball is not being used right now. I'm not sure which ball were being used. Can't blame it on the ball, but different field, different conditions.
Oh yeah, the wind is a factor here. There have been some of these that have gone out today that would have maybe not quite made it.
That's right.
There's a strike.
In fact, if we were on a field behind us, we wouldn't have this kind of score.
No, there'd be a lot of balls getting caught in the wind. There's a liner off the glove of Sherry. He's already made 2 catches off those. This one he couldn't quite handle, and Wheeler is on at first base with a base hit. In the last game, Wheeler took a throw from shortstop right in the cheek. You might be able to see the discoloration on his left cheek.
Sure can. There was a play at the shortstop. Shortstop threw it over to first, trying to get him out, and the first baseman just, call it like it is, just didn't catch the ball. It hit Wheeler in the head. Kind of upset Wheeler. He told him, if you're going to stand out there, at least knock it down. Protect me.
He just took a hard throw straight on from the shortstop.
Nobody touched it.
With Hightower.
He hit it out of here.
Hits one out. Hightower
over the lights.
Over the lights and into the bushes. A 2-run homer, and well,
we've got a game.
Now we look at the scoreboard. Let's add 2 more runs to it. Hightower now has had 4 runs batted in. 31st home run of the game.
Britt is the only remaining player from the first Smythe Sox team in 1984. He's proven his worth. Been an All-American, All-World performer. 84 through 88, the only remaining Smythe Sox.
That's it, folks. Look at that. You talk about having every hit count.
This is turning into a football game.
There has been no such thing as a left on base. That's why we got 25 hits and 25 runs, 21 hits, 21 runs.
That's right. It's all or nothing today with these conditions.
Mike Parrott has hit 2 home runs.
He started the tournament with 7 home runs in 7 at-bats.
I'd say he's got a pretty good percentage, doesn't he?
Right. That's the way he started the tournament this weekend.
25 to 21. We're in the top of the 3rd. Parrott's hit 2, and he may be content to watch a few here.
Mike's got a good eye. He's a real team man. Believe it, he will go to right field and punch it out there if they give him room, and they know it. They're playing a little straight away.
Talk about a team that's eager to maybe get a chance to look at the Smythe Sox on the bench. They're hitting the ball so well now, they can't wait to come up. They're all standing out in the on-deck circle.
That's right. Mike took that one.
Parrott's walked, and here's Larry Fredju, who has hit 2 home runs.
You're looking at 2 contrasts. You've got one of the greatest players of all time just batted, and one of the new rising stars in softball coming to the plate. See if they can bring in the old pro with another home run. Oh, no.
Play the second for 1. The relay, it's a double play. Great play turned by Scher to White to the first baseman, and that
is a backbreaker.
Is a tough one. That's 2 outs real fast.
Right. That really hurts the club. They're on a roll. And as we mentioned, Fred Yu was an all-state track player, and they gunned him down.
Well, I'll tell you, you got to like that guy right there, Mr. Scher. He does not have your athlete's body, as most would consider it, but he's made some good defensive plays because we know how he can hit.
That's right. He sure can.
He's got good hands. Mike Lewis. There's a strike. And that, to me, I enjoy seeing on this level because I want to see that it's not just the home runs. The shortstop will show his arm, and that retires the side. As Williams guns out Mike Lewis, and so the Smythe Sox close the gap. They still trail, but only by 4, 25-21 as we get set for the Howard Club coming up in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be right back.
ground up. Builds in everything the softball superstar needs for support, protection, comfort, fit, style, top performance, good looks. Built by Mike.
Put it on.
I won the Masters and the U.S. Open with Par-Built golf clubs, and now they're yours to try absolutely free. Just visit your pro shop and take the Citation demo set out for a test drive. You'll feel the playability that's made Par-Built a golfing legend since 1960. And it may be the first time you've walked out of one of these places without spending any money. Filthy balls, won't they? You can bring your own.
Howard and softball collide. There are a lot of people that want to see what these two teams have. It's kind of like Goliath going against King Kong, and it has been that way so far. The ball is lined for a base hit by Steve Williams to start the third.
Howard's team has been mixing their base hits better than the Smythe team. It looks to me that Howard will be content for the line drive. Smythe trying to get it all back with the power.
25-21 in the third inning. There's a strike. Bottom of the third. Steve Williams at first. Tim White the hitter.
Steve's upset. He didn't call time. He got in the box, and Ubben's smart pitcher slipped one right over the corner for a strike. Trying to get him outside, but I believe he needs to jam him a little bit.
Didn't jam him enough. He
No,
jammed that one out of the ballpark.
Sure did.
A two-run homer for White.
As the parade starts again.
Well, not passing him by. He's hitting 11th in the batting order. He's hit 3 home runs. Not bad for an 11th place hitter.
No, it's not. And now we're back into trouble. Rick the Crusher Shear.
He's hit 2. He's been on base, well, 3 times. He hasn't been on very long on the 2 home runs, but he also singled and scored. So he's 3 for 3. In fact, ironically, as he takes the first pitch, he's bouncing before he gets to the plate. The same people have been making the outs. And another home run for Shear. Oh, my. Now, you don't really realize how far that bush is from that fence. That is at least 100 feet where he hit that ball from the fence.
That's right.
And the fence is 300, so you can add that up yourself.
That reminds me of a tournament back in '75 for the state championship of Texas, and Crusher was playing for a team out of Corpus Christi. They were playing a club that I was managing at that time, and we had a 39-39 ball game into extra innings. And in the 11th inning, wind blowing in, Stevensville, Texas, 100-degree day, and he hit one just like that. Put an end to both of our miseries.
Well, they don't call him the Crusher.
That's right. He crushed it.
Tim Reinhardt, who was Crusher Jr., at least in this game, he's had 3 home runs in 3 at-bats. And that's inside. 28-21 in favor of Howard. There's a strike.
6'6", 260. Seems to be a common number around 250, 260.
Oh, boy, I'll tell you what, I think Mr. Evans has an argument on that.
I do, too.
That one looked like it was right on the outside half of the plate.
Sure did, and Ron just missed it.
That one was not there, and he forced him to swing at it, even though he didn't get the last one. The play has made it first from Lewis. 1 down.
It's hard to believe he swung at that pitch, isn't it?
Unless he's afraid that, the old make-it-up stuff might be coming if he doesn't swing at it, because he may get nailed for it. So he didn't take any chances. Here's Mike Bolin, who's hit 3 home runs in 3 tries. 1 down.
Mike Bolin played the last 3 years for Steels. Played over 600 ball games. 3 years. His average is .730. Good player.
On top of that, got a little power.
On top of that, yes, he's hit over 1,200 home runs.
Who's counting? There's a strike. Wanted to come back with it quick. Flattened it.
If he gets it inside or out over the plate, he's going to knock it about 350. He's going to have to keep it out there, make him jerk it.
That was too wide. You can see Ovens has an idea what he wants to do.
Right. If he gets it too far inside,
And that may not be high
has to
enough.
be
Caught by Wheeler, who has moved over toward left center. And that's 2 down.
it has slowed down a little bit, the pace.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to follow up a 17-run inning.
That's tough to do.
We've had an 8, a 12, and another 8, so it hasn't slowed down a lot.
No.
However, here only 3 runs are in. There are 2 outs, and here's Stan Harvey. Harvey was retired the last time up. He had a pop-up out to second base. But before that, he had singled and homered. Now, Smythe trailing just by 7, closing the gap. They can get out of this one before much more damage is done. Oh, that's a pretty pitch.
He's one of the top left-handed hitters in the nation. Ovens is trying to be cute out there, quick pitching him. You've got a 45-year-old veteran bat. He's not going to fool him. He knows his pitch.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
If he fouls this ball, he's out. He's got to hit it between the whites.
Well, he wants to throw him inside. Well, he bounces it out to the shortstop, through the legs. Lewis picks it up, fires, still got him. Maybe the 45-year-old legs made the difference.
That's right.
Well, 3 straight outs after 3 straight runs, and that was a little inning for Howards. And Smythe comes up in the top of the 4th, trailing 28-21. We'll be back.
Builds in everything the softball superstar needs for support.
Favor of Howards. Smythe up, and the first hitter will be Greg Schulte, who has batted twice, singled twice, and scored twice.
This is not a World Series game by any stretch of imagination, but we've got a World Series qualifier. But in the World Series, the most runs scored by 2 teams is 87, and we're well on the pace.
We're only in the top of the 4th. We played 3, scheduled for 7. Now, that 3-run inning that Howards had in the bottom of the 3rd pretty much counterbalances the 1-run inning that Smythe had in the 1st. So we basically are as close as you can be to into a dead heat now.
That was a big inning defensively as Schulte flies out.
That'll be caught. Didn't quite have enough, and it was taken there by Williams, left center, 1 away. That'll bring up Scott McManus, who's hit 2 2-run homers.
Smythe has got to take advantage of the inning that Howards had last time. They've got to bounce back and get even here somewhere and make this a 3 or 4 inning, 3-inning game.
Conference out there between Bolin and Rick Scher.
These 2 fellas have got to get on the base to get to the top of the order for Smythe to have a good inning.
Also maybe talking a little bit about McManus, their old teammate, who's knocked them for a couple of homers here.
Right. If Scotty stretches out the arms, gets it high, he's going to hit it out of here. They want to get it low. They want to get it inside. You can see his stance. It's best for him, and they're trying to do it. Trying to get it inside, and he knows it, and he wants it high and out over the plate. He'll hit a high towering shot to left or left center.
And he just hit another one. That's 3 in a row. McManus
is hot.
28-22. McManus with 5 runs batted in.
And this is nothing new because he did it for Howards all last year. They hated to lose Scotty. Stretches him out, Greg.
Meets that ball just at about shoulder height and drives it.
Butch Evans has got to be on the bag. He does have power, but he needs to realize he's got to be on the bag right now.
He's hit twice. He hit a fly ball to left and homered, and his 2 times up. Knuckleball coming. Of course, the purpose of that is the fact that when you got a windy day like this, a little gust of wind can make it move just half inch, 2 inches, and that's the difference between maybe a home run and a fly ball. Bouncing ball, Scher again at third base, and he is showing a glove.
He sure is. He's taking the bat right out of their hands. It's amazing the way the pressure's moving around over there. He's playing them way over towards shortstop. They're not pulling the ball down the line. Playing them perfect. He doesn't look like your typical third baseman.
But he is getting the hands on the ball and doing something with it. 2 down.
Good job.
At top of the batting order, Doug Brown now with 2 outs. The Sox, I would think, would need to try to pull even here to take advantage of the fact that only 3 runs were scored in the last half inning by Howard. Smythe does not want to give that right back. So far, only 1.
Doug wants his pitch out all over the plate also, but he'll hit the low one out. Doug's a little more selective, but he'll take the low one.
Doug Brown and Bruce Meade, the next hitter, have been teammates for several years on several teams.
They've won they've been on the last 3 World Championship teams. They were with Elite and Smythe twice. No team's ever won it 3 years in a row, and they'd like to do that before they retire. Doug's one of the all-time great players to whip out of South Carolina. He whipped it out of here.
There's a home run way back over into the bushes over the left field wall, clearing the fence by perhaps again 100 feet. There's a youngster going out, racking up another quarter. He can find it. Oh, that was easy. He's got a lot of experience.
Right. As the bruiser steps into the plate, the crowd doesn't want to be disappointed with another walk.
That was the 35th home run of the day.
At a quarter apiece.
I better say of the game. Yeah, at a quarter apiece. Of course, he's got some help out there now. Bruce Meade. 1 for 2. He had a fly ball to left, tremendous home run, and walked. He scored twice, and there's a strike.
He wants the ball out over the plate also. They all want to stretch. Big fellas, they want to stretch out.
That one was a breaking ball and came back.
Sure was.
Boy, that was called a ball.
Boland's upset. And
says the arc wasn't enough, I guess.
Well, it's got to go 6 feet, and I think it was about 4 or 5. It looked like it was about, you got to remember, Bruce is 6'8". It was about waist high.
There's a long one. Will it stay fair? I don't think so. Foul ball.
But it was about 4+.
Oh, yeah.
He's got to keep this one fair, though. This is the key. The pitcher has the advantage right now. But will the umpire call the strike on the bruiser?
He'll also make a little adjustment in his swing. In other words, he won't swing at that exact pitch again in the same way with 2 strikes or with the strike as it is, because he won't want to take a chance of fouling one like that.
He'll wait a little bit on the ball. They'll try to hit it more up the middle. If I were Boland, I'd be moving to my left.
Never mind. There's a long one. It is going to go back and blow out of here. It is another home run for Meade. His second.
Bruce started off a little slow this weekend, but he's catching fire. As Jim Fuller's already in the batter's box, and we mentioned he swings at the first pitch. After he told me in the big leagues, he was in the box at least 3 pitches. He didn't like to wait that long anymore. He hasn't ever seen so many fat balls.
Meade actually took a little bit off his swing. Made contact, made sure it was fair. Of course, once he hit it, it was going to be out.
Besides batting 7, 8, 13 in the World Series, Jim's hit home runs 40% of his times at bat since he's been playing softball. 40%. He took his first pitch today.
He sure did. He's hit 3 home runs on the first 3 pitches.
He's telling me he had 3 walks in 3 years.
And he just hit another home run. That one is over the fence by a ton. Fuller with his 4th home run in 4 at-bats. He's hit 4 home runs, seeing 5 pitches. Smythe scored 4 more in the inning on home runs by Hightower, Parrott, and Fredue. And going to the bottom of the 4th, the Sox had a 29-28 lead. Curtis Williams homered the first time, then grounded to short and fly to left. He, of course, is not as large as some of the other players, so while he can hit the ball out of the ballpark, it's not going to be quite as easy for him.
No, he's a high average hitter. We call high average. He's hitting over 650. His career average is 625. But I think they just want to put the pressure on him a little more. I think that's the strategy behind Buddy. I don't think that he thinks less of his hitting. He just wants to put a little more pressure.
Evans thought that one was a strike, but it looked deep from here.
That's a strike.
There's a strike. 2 balls and a strike. He's got runners at first and second, 2 outs. No runs in yet here in the bottom of the 4th.
This is a big batter now. This is the one that Buddy Slater's really going to have to try to get him to get out.
Missed inside. And it's 3-1.
Almost has to lay this one right in there, Greg. He can't take a chance to get to the next hitter. He cannot take that chance.
Batter steps out of the batter's box. Curtis Williams. Said before, Williams has been an all tournament performer in several World Series. And named the defensive player in the past. There's a strike. That was what you call perfect in place.
Anything close now, he's got to swing at it. The advantage is to the pitcher. He can just get it out over the plate, and he did. And he got it over
drove
the
it
fence.
deep to left center, and it's out of here. It's a 3-run home run. So the strategy did not pay off.
Did not work. Pitched it where he wanted, and Williams was ready for it.
He drives in 3. And that ups the tally to 31-29. Gives the lead back to Howard. But once again, Smythe doesn't give up more than maybe 1 or 2 more runs, and they will have had a successful half inning.
All right, if they go in 5, 6, 7 down, it's been a good inning. Howard knows they've got to score more runs because Smythe's not through yet.
Steve Williams has been a singles hitter. 2 singles and a bouncer to short.
Ovens wanted that pitch. That looked like a strike to me. He got it right behind the plate. The arc was fine.
There's another single for the hard-hitting shortstop. Hard-hitting in the sense he hits it right on the nose. He's not a power hitter, but he's had 3 singles, and it brings up Tim White, who is 3 home runs, 5 runs batted in.
Tim's an awful strong hitter. Good strong hitter. Good infielder. Salisbury, North Carolina.
That's foul. Way out of the ballpark. And way
Tower doesn't have a chance for that.
31-29. Howard's leading. Bottom of the 4th.
Bruce saw that, and he went out to see his buddy, Butch Evans, both in Florida. Butch has the task of pitching batting practice to Bruce during the week in Florida. That's his job. Besides playing for the Smythe Sox also.
Well, he knows what it's like to be hitting a long home run.
He sure does.
That one was short. 3 balls and a strike. That one's foul, and that's strike 2.
That
may be in the play.
May
Let's
be
see.
playable.
What a catch! Oh my! By Hightower, who climbed the wall.
Fantastic play. Hightower went up high over the fence to take that away. That's what you've got to do on this level.
Oh, look at this play again before we close out. We'll take a break, take a look at that later. We'll be right back as we get set for the 5th. 31-29 in favor of Howard's over Smythe.
To the Smythe Club, Bruce has been a 6-time All-American. 2 years. Can't do much better than that.
2 for 3, 2 home runs. Walk, 3 runs scored, 3 runs batted in for Meade. He carries the lead run with his bat.
They've got a great hitter behind him in Fuller, so they really don't. They're really in a tough situation. Miter providing shoes for the Smythe Sox.
31-30.
Ron Royce.
Not sure what that.
Ron Royce stepped in and told him to present the ball. He's throwing it too low. He doesn't want Bruce to swing the bat, what it amounts to, and he's stepping into something with Fuller. He knows Fuller he's going to throw a ball to. Fuller's going to swing.
Fuller is now up.
Bruce is changing bats.
Well, it was not ball.
Evidently ball.
I don't know if that was ball.
Well, they threw 4 up there. One of them they counted no pitch.
Okay, well.
Bruce changing bats. Maybe he suspects they're going to try to slip him for a strike.
Well, we'll see what happens.
One swing and take the lead here.
There's a strike.
He didn't want it out, so he stands far away from the box, you can see, because everybody tries to jam him. So that if they throw the ball inside, he's still got it.
There it goes. It is out of here. Another Meade shot, and the lead has changed hands on the 2-run homer by Bruce Meade.
Get a line drive out of here. It just jumps off of his bat. We're into a real good seesaw battle here. This has been one of our best telecasts.
43 home runs in the fifth. 31 to 30. Now check that. We got to rack up 2 runs. It's 32-31.
As we mentioned earlier, we've got to get a good shot of Jim Fuller when he gets in the box because he tends to swing at anything.
Well, he's hit 4 home runs.
Right. It doesn't matter. He says he doesn't care if it's a strike or not. It's just so big coming at him after playing in the big leagues. He just can't wait to swing at it. Looks like a watermelon to him.
Will he hit 5?
Yes.
Yep. That's out of here. 5 home runs. Nope. In 5 at-bats.
And 5 pitches.
Oh, he had 6 pitches.
Oh, he had 6.
Got to get
That's right.
Remember the name, Jim Fuller.
Right. His girlfriend says he needs to stand in the box a little more and get a little more camera time.
Oh, he isn't on long. I'll tell you what. He's probably been on the screen.
Excuse me, his wife, Gail.
Okay.
Yeah, correct that.
I think they want to have that straight. Or she might think somebody else is involved here. 33-31. The Smythe Sox now lead it by 2.
As a pumper from Pomona steps in.
Rick Wheeler, and he's still looking for one. He has bounced out, doubled, singled, and walked, scored 3 times.
It's time for him to hit one out.
He just did. That's out of here. Goodbye.
Well,
Rick Wheeler joins the parade.
We were talking earlier about all the runs being scored here and all the home runs. We mentioned Steele scored 109 in El Paso last week in a game they lost the next day. If you can imagine.
Well, they won the game. They scored 109. 109 to 7, wasn't that?
That's right. And then they lost the ball game the next day to another club. They had to get tired.
How many home runs did they hit now? Did the story say?
No, the story didn't say. But they tell me they're averaging one every 2.3 batters or something like that, as we talked to Jerome, their statistician, last week.
Fred Hightower's hit 3 homers and 4 at-bats, singled the other time. And as hitting in the hole, nice play by Williams, a long throw. Good scoop at first. There's the defense. Williams got a good play on that ball and gunned it over to first base as we end the inning, but not before the Smythe Sox take the lead. 34-31. We go to the bottom of the homer twice before, step to the plate. 37-34, 3-run lead for Howard. There's the ball inside.
I believe Mike Parrott's starting out with a knuckleball on each pitch. He just sent it, the wind will move it around.
There's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, he's done well, actually. Marshall and Brady. Marshall homered, but only wind aided. And he got Raby out.
Ron Roos, the umpire, taking a long look at that one. Parrott was upset. He thought that ball dropped in.
2 balls and a strike.
That's a groove.
There's a liner. Will it get up and over? And it will get up and over. That is the 50th home run of the day.
With 2 innings to go.
Curtis Williams' 3rd home run. And it brings up Steve Williams, who hasn't hit one, but he's had 3 singles. 38-34. And this is the big inning that the Howard club needed. That's over behind us, so there's no chance on any of those famous long home runs.
No.
None of those would go 800 miles. That's
no.
the wrong direction.
If you were on another field, that would be about a 650-foot shot.
Yeah. There's a strike. Working on Williams with 2 outs. 38-34. Howard leads it.
They really need to get this out here if they want to get back in the ball game. They can't let them keep batting. They're stepping into really the tough hitter.
There's a strike. Good pitch.
That was a good pitch. He got it high up there. He can get it up to 12 feet if he'll just do it. If Ron will call it like that, the umpire behind the plate. That's another high one.
Just missed wide. 3-2.
He's got to get in that little box. It's almost a box back there. McManus could lay his glove on the ground and just let Ovens try to throw it like throwing it into a...
Line drive back to the wall. It's off the top of the wall as Hightower will pick up off the carom, and moving into second with a double is Williams. Still 2 outs.
Got a little frustration out there with Mike Parrott. He thought that ball should have been caught. I believe Hightower's upset with himself too. He didn't get a quick jump on that ball at all. There's been some defensive lapses out on the left side of the outfield this inning.
Tim White. There you see the hit, the hurler. Ovens is White. Blows that one out of here, and it will stay fair, I think. No, it will not. Boy, that was close. That's White, the hitter, has hit 3 home runs and flied out to left his other time.
He's definitely got the power. That's why they needed to get the last hitter out.
Once you get past him, you get back into all the power hitters.
That's right.
Share to start it off.
Crusher standing behind you, and Ovens knows that he's got to get him out.
In fact, let me see what happens on this pitch. Well, there's a home run.
Sure is.
That's Light Tower time. Way back and way out of here. Well, the point I was about to make is White hits his 4th home run, as he had hit 4 now, 3 coming in. The next hitter has hit 4. The following hitter has hit 3, and the following hitter has hit 3. So your point is well taken.
Now they're back to trouble. You start off with the Crusher. What a leadoff hitter. Howard's has come to play. They were beaten last year 2 times on television by the Sox. Beaten quite handily. Conway Twitty.
Oh my, that's number 5 for
Over
Share.
the lights.
You talk about a long home run. You just saw one. 2nd home run of the inning for Share.
400 plus.
The 52nd home run of the game. Smythe Sox hoping that the legs are going to go on those guys, I think, for rounding the bases as much.
And we've got Brown back in pitching. They like Parrott. They just back. Well,
yeah, well, 10 runs in this inning.
Wasn't his fault, though, really. There were some defensive plays I really believe should have been made out in the outfield. But unless you're standing out there, the ball's knuckling, and the way the wind's blowing, you really don't. From here, it looks easy, but unless you're standing out there, you can't appreciate what those guys are going through.
Well, how quickly the ball gets there. We're talking about a lot of line drives out there that really are tough because they get out there so fast. They're hit so hard.
And you've just got to get there quick. Hightower's made some good plays. Fredju's made some good plays out there. If you notice the defense again, you've got the right center fielder, Wheeler, standing behind second base. That has the second baseman standing behind second base. There's nobody on the other side of the diamond.
Only the first
baseman and the right fielder, and he's over in right center area.
Reinhardt's hit 3 of them, and that's why.
They suspect he's not going to punch it to right.
That's what they suspect. 41-34, Howard's.
It almost seems to me they might as well take Ovens from behind second base and stand him over there in left field in case there is a line drive that gets in. Because his chances of it getting by Brown into him are pretty slim unless it's a grounder.
High fly ball left. Will it stay in the park? It might. Let's see. Running over Hightower. He got it this time down the left field corner, and that's the 3rd out. But not before Howard's has a big inning. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Smythe fans, Smythe Sox are going to have a big one themselves. 41-34 is the score. Howard's over Smythe. We'll be back. Up with runners at 1st and 2nd, and Howard's leading by 2. He has only 1 RBI in a game in which his team scored 39 runs. He's a cleanup hitter with 3 hits, and the reason is
cleaning them up.
That's right. There's only one home run. That's the only way we can get one. There's a line drive base hit.
We may have an attempt to score from second base here. Will it be?
Here comes Brown. He'll score. The play goes into second base, and Wheeler moves in with a double as 1 run scores, and we're down to a 1-run game. And the Smythe Sox just play little ball now here with 3 singles.
Right. Wheeler got him a ball out over the plate, and he just pulled it down. He swung down on the ball, got it through the gap. Left fielder came up with it, and we had actually a man score from second base on a base hit, and we can count those, can't we?
haven't been many at all. And here's Britt Hightower, who has hit 3 home runs, a single. Last time they retired him, though, on a ground ball to short. That was the 5th inning, into the 5th.
Dead pull hitter all the way.
He's got the tying run at 3rd.
He's going for a home run.
Took the first pitch for a strike.
You can give him a lead.
That's a little flat. 1 ball and 1 strike. He didn't get it over the top, did he? Nope, off the sign in left center, and 2 runs will score. Moving into second base with a double is Hightower.
This is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, no home runs.
No home runs.
All these runs without homers.
All right, we're doing more bookkeeping than we've done in the last hour and a half. As Mike Parrott steps to the plate.
Parrott started this by lining out to left field. Now Smythe has taken the lead back, 42 to 41. And the hits equal the runs, but
it means
they
nothing.
are the visiting team. Well, it means nothing, and that means that they've got 1 less at bat. There's a line drive over, caught in center field by Griffin. By great catch there, as it looked like it was going to go over the top of the glove. And Parrott hits in tough luck here in the inning, making both the 1st and 3rd outs. Lining out to center. Smythe leads it by 1, but here comes Howard coming to bat in the bottom of the 6th.
I won the Masters and the U.S. Open with Par-built golf clubs, and now they're yours to try absolutely.
With Stan Harvey on first. Now Burris has not been retired, but he hasn't hit a home run. There you can see him in the back. You see the shortstop, number 23.
As soon as we say something like that, usually they hit one out.
Well, he just did. He just hit a 2-run home run. His first
in the lake.
In the lake. His first of the game. He has had a perfect game, 6 for 6. And that changes the lead again. 2-run homer. And our home run count is up to 57. He's going to see about getting the ball. Do I want that or not?
There's water moccasins out there. Somebody needs to warn him.
I'd not go out there, fella.
No.
Here's Dan Griffin, the center fielder. He homered the last time up, and maybe this time. There's a high one to left field. Is it going to go far enough? I think it will. It is gone. Hightower tried to climb high, but he couldn't get high enough, and Griffin hits the 58th home run of the game. No more scoring in the frame, so it's off to the 7th with the score. Howard's 44, Smythe 42. Sox and the equally powerful, or maybe even more so in this game, Howard's Western Steer team go head-to-head here. Papa Blakely's in Houston. Greg Lucas along with Mark Hinson as we move along, picking up action now in the 7th inning. Looking at the scoreboard, it is 44 to 42. That's right, 44-42 in the 7th. Smythe batting, trailing by 2, needing a big inning because Howard has last bat. There have been 58 home runs in the game, including 5 by Jim Fuller and 5 by Rick Scher.
This is the bottom half of the batting order for the Smythe Club. They've got to turn the corner. If they do, that means Howard's has got to come from behind to win it.
Howard's will come up in the bottom of the 7th with the bottom 3 and the top. Smythe is coming up with the bottom 5. But there's not a lot of difference. As Sprayview may have just hit his 3rd home run.
Sure did.
And he's got it. It's a 1-run game.
Right.
Make that his 5th home run. How could I have missed the other 2?
He just slips in and scores his, not in a row, you might say. He stretches, puts a single in there once in a while, or ground ball.
We're watching the Homer watch to be sure that we break Babe Ruth's and Roger Maris's record in this game, and we're up to 59.
We're at 59.
Mike Lewis is up next, and he has not hit one, but he finally got a hit after going 0 for 3. He singled and scored in the 6th. This would be a great time for him to unload on one, since
He's definitely got the power.
well, he lined it to that man Scher at 3rd. He has made some sparkling plays defensively. In fact, he's made 2 of them on Lewis.
Scher has been everywhere today. Over the fence, taking line drives away. played a fine all-around ball game for Howard's club. He's been the real difference right now, I'd say.
And it's funny because I'm looking at Jim Fuller, the third baseman of the Smythe team, and I'm thinking, well, you know, have an all-star team's got to be sure. Well, that's not true. Well, it is because his glove, he's had the opportunity to make some great plays, and Fuller's not had that chance. But each guy's hit 5 home runs.
That's unbelievable.
So that would be a tough call, but you know,
one of them's got to go to another position.
Yeah.
We've got to bat them both.
There's a home
Schulte
run.
hit one way out of here.
Schulte has now hit 3 in a row after
400.
singling his first 2 times, and that is number 60.
That's his second 400-foot blast today in his ball game to tie it up. Are we tied yet?
That's 2 runs. They didn't click. It's 44. We're tied at 44.
44. As the dog steps in, try to break the tie. Put a little bit of pressure on Howard. At least make him come back and win it. I expected Howard's club would score 6 or 7, so Smythe really needs to have a big inning. They need that. They need 10 more runs. They really need 10 more.
Manis has hit 4 home runs. I haven't divided the home runs by teams. You have to do that when you have a chance. I'm not sure who's actually ahead in home runs. It may be Smythe, only because they haven't had quite as many singles. Yeah, early in that 17-run inning, there were a lot of other hits. That's out of here if it's fair, and it's
way,
fair. Oh, my.
way out of here. That's over the bushes again. Well,
5 home runs for McManus. Who's going to be the first to hit 6? And, by the way, we have now tied Roger Maris.
Who has the first opportunity to hit 6? Is it Shearer? Is it?
Well, it's probably going to be Fuller. He's probably going to get the first chance.
He'll probably get his opportunity.
Fuller did hit his 6th home run in the inning, but Smythe scored only 7 and led by just 5 as we head to the bottom of the inning. The scoreboard reading, Smythe 49, Howard's 44. 2 outs. We pick up the action with Mike Bolden at the plate. And there it goes. It's a 1-run game. It's out of here. A 3-run homer by Bolden on the 3-2 pitch.
That's right. Stan steps in.
A 3-run homer. The 65th home run of the day. Stan Harvey represents the tying run.
And he has a total today, home run total of...
He's hit 2.
Only 2.
He's been retired twice. Not a lot of guys have been retired twice in a game, so it's possible.
But he's hitting into the wind, which doesn't mean a thing.
No, he's gone against the wind before, but he doesn't have the wind to help him. Doesn't need it if it's fair.
Foul ball.
But it's a foul ball. 1 strike.
He's definitely got the power to get it out of here. He's already hit one over by the White Lincoln out by the lake.
Can you imagine a game that has had 97 runs to go down to 1 hitter?
It's incredible. We've got it right here. This has been our closest ball game of our TV telecast. There's a lot riding on this ball game. This is a battle of the undefeateds. They will win the winner's bracket. The loser has to go right back and play another game as the winner waits for him to come through, and then has to beat him twice. So this is a big ball game.
Here's the pitch.
Good pitch.
Too low. Didn't quite get there.
Ovens knows that he wants the ball out over the plate. He's trying not to. He steps into the bucket. If you watch, very few of these guys don't, but he steps into it and steps toward the right field side. He called it.
Right. That wasn't a key 3rd strike. That was a strike.
Stan didn't like it. Gary Lowe, the manager, didn't like it. The next batter can't wait to get up there. He's licking his chops. This is a big pitch right here. This is the biggest pitch of the ball game.
And it's a liner. It is in for a base hit. Played him over to pull, and the right fielder, Schulte, was so far over he couldn't get back into position to make the catch. And it's a double for Harvey as he is in at second base now with a tying run, 2 outs, and Baxter Burris will hit. Burris has been perfect today. Single, double, single, single, double, home run.
They're putting in a pinch runner for Stan. Shows the importance of this ball game. Now they're thinking, Buddy's thinking, we're going to walk Baxter to get to the next hitter. But the next hitter...
Well, if you walk him, you're
I would pitch to this.
He's left-handed. Make him go
Left-handed, make
against
him
the
go
wind.
against the wind. Even though your weaker defense is over there, you still got some real good gloves. So you've shifted them all around to bring Mike Parrott in to give him a different look.
I think the way the wind blows and the way the field is set up, and also the fact that Burris has only one home.
Only one.
But he hasn't been retired. That's another
But his
fact.
home run was in the lake.
Yeah, it was a long one.
Right.
All right.
But you've got Doug Brown over at first. Parrott on the mound. You've got Ovens playing second base.
And there could be the game. Curving back to center field. The ball game's over. The Smythe Sox have won the ball game. Making the catch on a liner that was curving right back into his glove, and the Sox win it by a score of 49 to 48, holding the Howard Western Steer team to 4 runs in the 7th, and 49 to 48, the final score. Jim Fuller with a tremendous game. 6 home runs and 7 at-bats to help lead the way. 65 home runs in all. We'll be back in just a moment.